What the hell?
It says live on my end.
It says live on. Well, I don't see live.
Yep,
On
it's we're good to go, guys. Anyway, tonight my name is Mike Tellerino. I am going to be your host tonight for tonight's podcast. Tonight, joining me are two really awesome guys. I got Rich Ribs Ursel, and I got Rob Roke.
Rock
Okay.
without the C.
Oh, okay. These guys are with the Southside Chicago Hitman. They have a very awesome event coming up, which we're going to talk about tonight. Who would like to go first?
Rob, you can go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
My name is Rob Ortiz. I'm a retired police officer from the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department, and I am the president of the Renegade Pigs chapter of the Southside Chicago Hitmen.
Awesome. Now tell us about this event you got coming up, Running with the Pigs.
It's our annual Running with the Pig event. This is our 20th year. We'll be August 24th. We'll be leaving from 157th, just west of Harlem. There's our clubhouse. We line up there. This is our second time starting from that location. Sign up starts at 9:45. The first bike out will be at 11:45.
And I was talking to Rich earlier, and he said last year you had probably just under 200 bikes.
Yeah, we had about 195 bikes, probably about 250 total guests. And then once we get to our end spot, we have a few more guests that show up, maybe about another handful, about 25 or so.
That's amazing. Now, all the proceeds, and I want to get this out there, all the proceeds from this event either goes to first responders, firemen, or policemen, first responders, and veterans, correct?
That's correct. We also like to help out children when there's a need. So, I mean, our main focus, of course, because we are a law enforcement motorcycle club, are firemen, policemen, and then we do veterans. We got 5 veterans in our chapter alone, and 1 active duty member.
Tell me, how did this all come about?
Well, 20 year, and next year in February, Rich and I will be in this club for 20 years. So about 20 years ago, a friend of mine and Rich's brought it over to us as joining his chapter, and we joined. And how it started before that, I really don't know, but I know it started in 1993. They used to be called the Wild Pigs, and then that group broke up, and from that group became the Renegade Pigs.
That's a great organization, I can tell you. You know, just by supporting the veterans and first responders, that's what we need more of. So I'm really happy to hear what your proceeds are going to help these veterans and stuff. What inspired you to do this, to create this bike run?
I'm a Marine myself. So
hoorah, hoorah.
Yeah, hoorah. And the other members of my chapter are Army. So except one, Joe's a Marine with me. So we have 2 Marines and 4 Army guys. 1, like I said, active. But last year, one of my members is a veteran, brought it up to us. We used to have our runs always going to local bars, which we like to support, of course, the small business bars out there. But he brought it up to me that said, you know what, let's start doing some stuff for more veterans. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So then we, last year's first run, that's our first specific veteran run. We did All American Legions, and we're doing All American Legions again this year. And a lot of the people that come out and support our event love going to the Legions, and we like supporting the Legions as well. And a big thing last year that got me going for the veterans was it's been a while since anybody's done a veteran run to the Mantino Veteran Home. So I brought it to my members and said I'd like to donate our proceeds to the Mantino Veterans Home. And
that's a great cause.
Yes, everybody agreed that that's a good cause.
That's a great cause. Thank you for what you're doing for those guys. They really need as much help as they can get.
Yes,
they really do. What are the key projects that do you have anything special that you're working towards now?
Well, basically the RE run is our main event every year. I mean, we have small parties, and when we get guys from out of town from our club come in, we have little parties at our clubhouse, but this is our main event every year, and we have great support from the citizens that are not law enforcement, that are not military, that come out and support us really well, really well.
Well, it really helps when you have support from the community.
Yes, I mean, the majority of the 195 bikes we have out there are probably just regular old riders that come out and support our event.
Right. That's amazing.
Another thing we do, Mike, is, throughout the year we have a gun raffle as well, usually, and we have little raffles, and that money we usually save, and throughout the entire year we donate to whoever needs it. Like we have a club member who might say, "Hey, I noticed this other police officer whose daughter might need some sort of assistance." We'll throw them a couple $100, $1,000 here and there. So throughout the entire year, we give money throughout the entire year. I mean, almost all of our money. But when we do our runs every year, we pick a specific reason to give it to a cause that is in desperate need, which is why we talked to you about doing it for the Canines for Vets this year.
That's amazing what you guys do. What if somebody wanted to join your group? What is it? What do they have to be? A fireman, policeman?
You have to be a fireman or a police officer or law enforcement. We have correctional officers that are considered law enforcement. We have them in our chapter as well. And we have a rule throughout the club nationally is 10% of your organization or your chapter can be a civilian. And right now we have that one civilian in our chapter, which happens to be my brother. So, but if you are a law enforcement officer or a firefighter, you can reach out and come and meet us and see if you fit with us and see if we like you.
Well, yeah, that's the way it works.
Can I jump in? Hey, Mike, another thing too is, our club is we have 49 chapters nationwide.
Wow.
We're close to 700 members. We're just over around 6.5. Our chapter has 22, right, Rob?
Yes, 22.
So we technically could have another non-law enforcement or firefighter, but we're a little picky when we choose our guys.
Well, sure.
We just don't give our colors to anybody.
It's got to be a good fit.
We do a 6-month prospecting stage. If you're sponsored by somebody, it's a minimum of 6 months, maximum of a year, and it takes 100% vote. There cannot be one member that says, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with this person," or "I don't think he fits in." And it's weaned out some people, and honestly, it's probably for the better. A couple other things that we have is you have to ride an American bike, whether it be Indian, Harley, custom made, as long as it's titled as American bike.
Right.
That's most of our requirements the most.
That's amazing what you guys are doing. Why don't you give us your Facebook page, your website, whatever people could learn more about your organization?
Our Facebook page is RPMC Hitman. We don't have a website. There's a national website that's renegadepigs.com, but that's usually open only to members. But you can go on there and request to join a chapter that may be local to wherever you're at. Like Rich said, we have 49 chapters. I think it's in 20 states or 21 states. So there's a chapter out there if you want to join. As long as you're law enforcement or a firefighter or first responder. Like I said, we have correctional officers as well.
That's amazing. We've got a couple police officers. Ella French, her partner, is one of our veterans in our training program who has a service dog. Just an amazing guy, and I don't think we're doing enough for our first responders. That's why we opened our program. Before, when we started, it was just originally veterans only. But then we said, you know what, we need to broaden that to first responders as well. So now we've got probably 3 or 4 officers. We got a state trooper. We actually got a guy that's on the SWAT team for Chicago.
That's great. You guys do well with that Canine for Vets and first responders. That's a good cause.
We just figured we had to do it, because they're just as much on the front line every day, as our military guys are. So, we just felt that was something that we had to do. So, and we're just not doing enough for our veterans, but it's because of organizations like yours that are raising proceeds to go to either veterans or first responders. And by first responders, I mean police or fire.
Right.
That you're out there to help those families because they need it. They really do. I don't think we're doing enough for the ones that, are going through hard times. we need to do more for all of them, for veterans and first responders.
Right. A lot of the times, the first responders we do donate to are also veterans, and it just happens to be that way.
Yeah. It's because of what you're doing and giving back to the community. It just makes what you're doing so worthwhile. It really is. Um, how do you engage people to get more actively involved in your events?
Well, basically, it's word of mouth, and we've been, like I said earlier, for 20 years we've been going pretty strong, and it's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't think there's been a time in the last 10 years that we've had less than 150 bikes alone.
Wow.
So, I mean, the word of mouth and the support we get from the citizens is just incredible out there.
What are some of your biggest challenges that you face when you put on an event like this?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Donations, of course, which my guys do a good job of getting donations for our raffle baskets, our sponsorships, and then it's getting together and doing the route, getting a good route where there's no construction, there's no gravel on the road. I mean, it's a big thing. It takes at least 3 or 4 months to get it all ready and together, so that way when it comes the day of the run, we're not getting bit in the butt by anything.
Yeah, well, I'd like to donate a couple baskets from K9 from our outlet store for your event.
No, that'd be great.
Yeah, Mike, just hook up with me, Mike. Since we live so close to each other, I mean, I've been to your house. I'll just swing by and grab them.
That's it. Well, are you going to be at bike night tomorrow?
Yeah, I got to work. I'll be there.
You mean you have to do that occasionally?
Yeah, I know, right? They put me on. They asked me to work, and I can't say no.
No, you got to make it while you can.
Yeah.
How active are your members in your group? I know there's a lot of clubs out there, a lot of groups out there that, but I mean, are you guys actively involved in all aspects of your group?
Well, Rich can attest to this. You have the members that are going to go above and beyond, of course, always. You always have your e-board that are stepping up and doing a lot of the work. But we do have members that like to get out, support, get extra stuff. And like every club out there, there's a few guys that you could ask to do a little more.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, you know that feeling, I'm sure.
Been there and been there. Okay, so take us through the day of the event, starting out with lineup time, kickstands up, after party, entertainment, whatever you get, food. Tell us all about it.
All right. So, like I said, the sign up will start at 9:45. Bikes will start gathering. We don't actually line up. You come, you park wherever you want, and we announce at 11:45 the first group's going out. So whoever wants to leave with the first group, usually led by the president and one of the road captains, they go on out. And then the guys that stay behind will announce probably about 30 minutes later that the second group's going to go out.
Okay.
After that second group goes out, usually there's a few stragglers. It's mostly my members or our members that are straggling to make sure that nobody's left behind. So then we'll go to that first American Legion in Stager, wait for the second group to get there. The first group will leave, and we'll just continue on until we end up at the New Lenox American Legion.
So you go out in staggered groups then,
Yes.
Which is a lot safer
Yes.
than one large group, I would think.
Right. And most of our routes, they're in country roads. We're not really on very busy streets. Like Rich said earlier, last year we had a small police escort that got us through most of Tinley, Orland, Mokina, past Route 30, so that we could avoid some of the lights and stay together. And that's probably our roughest route.
And
So
what about entertainment?
after that, we're gonna, if everybody gets to the American Legion, we have a DJ. He's been the DJ for the last few years. He'll play music all day long. We'll get the baskets out ready to get raffles going. Then we'll have the food come. Our food is from Bada Bing in New Lenox. They do a great job. They do really help us out with the cost of the food, so that way we can donate more money to our cause.
And what is the registration fee for the bike run?
It's $25 per person, and with that you get included food, music, and then entry into the grand raffle prize.
Does that include the rider as well?
No. It's 25 per person.
The passenger
Per person. It's 25 per person.
So for two would be $50.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a great time.
It is a good
really
time.
It is a good time. We have guys. We have guys coming all the way from. We've had guys as far as Texas, New Jersey, Florida. I mean, these are guys from our club that are in different chapters that
Wow.
come in just for this. They'll make like a week-long trip for this.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
Like my brother, he's in the club. He lives in Florida, and he's coming up for it. I know for a fact there's a couple of guys from New Jersey coming, Washington D.C., Iowa, Connecticut. Right? I mean, they come from all over, and they're all. Most of them are club members, but we go to their things. They come to our things.
Right. Well, you were just somewhere at an event not too long ago, right, Rich?
Southern Illinois, yeah. Rob was there. Rob was there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was they had a 4th of July party, and it was after 4th of July because obviously all the things. And I'm not sure what their proceeds went to, but it's always a good cause no matter what, and it's good camaraderie. That's another thing about our club. The camaraderie is just it's amazing. I wasn't in the military. I was a policeman for just over 30 years before I retired, and the club is what brings towards the camaraderie that not everybody has. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're in the military, you understand it. Or if you're on a police department. So we're called the Renegade Pigs because we're a little bit different. We like to have a little bit more fun than the other, I'll say, law enforcement clubs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we still are respectful. We don't harm nobody. We don't disrespect nobody. I think even when guys are prospecting for our club, we don't make them do anything stupid. We don't make them run around with their pants around their ankles or anything like that. It's hey, go do this or go make me a drink or go whatever. It's nothing. We don't make anybody embarrassed or degrade anybody. We don't do anything to them that we can't do in front of their wives or girlfriends or kids.
Right. You're not going to humiliate them in front of other people.
All about respect. All about respect.
That'd be terrible. It really would be.
Maybe when we were in our 20s doing this, maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, right. After a few cocktails, yeah, I could see that. What would you like to get out? What message would you like to get out on tonight's podcast?
I just like to get more people. The more the merrier. I just like people to think when they come out, they're not basically just supporting the Renegade Pigs. They're supporting the cause that we're putting forth, which this year is going to be the Canines for Vets. So, I mean, the more people we get out there, the better. And hopefully they come back every year. I mean, that's our whole goal is to have people come out, support our cause, and have a great time.
I can't thank you enough for working with Canine on this event. It means a lot to us what you're doing. It really does.
Well, we appreciate what you do for the veterans and as well as first responders with the Canine.
We couldn't do what we do without help like we get from clubs like yours. We just couldn't.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of planning, and we couldn't do what we do without help like we get from you guys.
Yeah, we love doing it.
Yeah.
Especially for people who really need it.
I'm sorry?
Especially for people who really need it, like our veterans.
Well, you know what? They are so overlooked, and I'm not even going to get into my thoughts on that right now because that's a totally different subject that I'll just let go for now because I think Rich knows where I'm going.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I can't thank you enough again for what you're doing, not only for Canine, but for police officers and firemen and what you do just to help people in general throughout the year with those donations that you make.
Right. Like Rich said earlier, it could be as little as $100 and as much as $8,000. I mean, if we have it, we're willing to give it away. We don't keep none of the money we raise. It stays in an account and we dish it out all year long.
That's great. I ride with I'm with Post 13, the riders over there. And those guys to me, they are so dedicated to helping other organizations. Every 2 weeks, they sponsor a group that the proceeds from their bike run goes to that organization. So, and again, we need as much help as we can get, not just me, Canine, but I'm talking about charities in general.
Right.
Because the economy is not what it should be right now. And people are struggling. So when we do get a donation, we're really appreciative of it because it means a lot to us. It really does.
That's
And
great.
Rich, you're just a crazy guy.
Why is that?
I just love talking with you.
Someone's got to keep Rich settled down.
Yeah, who's that going to be?
I married her in June. I married her in June last year.
Guys, I want to thank you for being my guest tonight. And, just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing really great things. You really are. I'm proud to be associated with you guys, with your club. It means a lot to everybody in general
Appreciate it.
for what you're doing. So
It's
God bless you guys.
it is our pleasure to help you guys, and hopefully we can raise as much money as possible. We know what it costs to sponsor a whole dog, and if we can give more, we'll try.
You know what? You guys are doing amazing things for us. We really appreciate it. Michael Stefancic just chimed in.
What's he doing here?
No, he's just made a comment.
Oh, okay.
No, great.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, that's how I hooked up with you guys through Michael.
Yeah. I've known Mike for years, and he moved away and came back. And
I won't hold that against you.
I don't know the story, but when Mike found out that I moved out this way in Plainfield, he seen on Facebook, and we started talking and realized we're like, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half away from each other. And we went riding one day, and he introduced me to Mike here with the canine, and and we've gone riding a few times together. I obviously hang out and work at the Post 13 now, and Mike's always been great to hang out with. I mean, he rides a little slow, but
A little slow. Let me tell you, that is not true at all.
Your brother-in-law can attest to that.
He's got a need for speed.
He does. Yeah, he does. And Mike,
He
if you're
really does.
listening, Mike, you're going to need a faster one.
When I want to go on a nice leisurely ride, I'm not going with Mike. That's not a big question.
Yeah, we got some of those guys in our club as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Mike, believe it or not, we have members in our club. We have one member in our club, I think, older than you.
Who's what?
One member in our club that's older than you.
Oh, thanks. That's nice. I thought I liked you until this point.
Hey, I'm giving you a compliment.
No, you are, and I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? And I said if I can't keep that bike up, I'll go get a trike.
We got 2 in our chapter. 3.
Yeah.
We got 3 guys in our chapter. Yeah.
3.
Well,
Really?
one is because he can't touch the ground. I don't know if he's listening right now, but
Hey, the best thing he ever did.
he's got reverse and everything on it.
Yeah, you know what? God bless. That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I can't thank you enough. And I'll look forward to seeing you, Rich, at 13.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be
I'll see you
there.
tomorrow.
Let me know. I'll get in touch with Reggie to see if I can get those gift baskets ready by tomorrow to give to you.
If not, Mike, our run's not until the 24th. Again, I live so close to you, I can just swing
Yeah.
by. I mean, it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be by tomorrow. It's not.
Okay. But I'll get you 2 of
I got
them.
free time, so.
Yeah, I'll get you 2 of them.
That's
Guys,
great.
thank you for being my guest tonight. And just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing really awesome things. You really are. Thanks for the support you're giving our veterans and our first responders.
Thanks, Mike.
And Mike,
Yep.
thanks for having us on the podcast and getting our word out, and hopefully, this can help make our run even bigger than last year. Last year, I think, Rob, if I'm not mistaken, was our biggest run.
Yeah, it was our biggest run.
And hopefully we can beat those records and raise more money for our first responders and our vets.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Mike.
Be safe out there.
All right, Mike, I'll see you later.
All right.